I'm going to show you how an old man like me solved a 3x3 cube in a record 8.89 seconds, and hopefully give you some tips to improve your solve times. Okay, I'm not like super old, but being in my mid-30s makes me, compared to most speedcubers, pretty ancient. So how exactly did my slow hands pull off a solve like this? Keep on watching and you'll find out. While it's true that you don't need an amazing speed cube to be a fast cuber, it really helps. And if you've been waiting for the right time to get one, that time is now. Daily Puzzles, proud sponsor of this video, wants me to let you know that as of this video's release, they are launching their biggest ever sale. Dozens of cubes have been discounted by up to 55%. Including Gun, TE, Moyu, Yusin, and much more. And depending on how much you spend, you can get up to another 5 free gifts in a single order. It's insane. International shipping rates have also been greatly reduced just for this sale to places such as New Zealand, the US, UK, Germany, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, the Tingman and Olo code will also increase to a further 15% discount just for this sale. Products will sell out really quickly, so get in there ASAP. This sale goes for 72 hours only, so do yourself a favor and visit dailypuzzles.com.au to get yourself a great deal this Black Friday and Cyber Monday weekend. So as I said before, it was pretty surprising for an old guy like me to get an 8-second solve. And I mean, I knew it was going to be good once I got that OLL skip, and I recognized the PLL really quickly, but this was my second ever sub-9 solve, so it was really unexpected. But to be honest, I was way more surprised by just how inefficient I was when I reconstructed it. So here's the scramble right here, and if you do that, the cube's gonna look just like this. I had one white edge in place, which is really nice. I'm a white cross solver. So I held the cube like this, ready to insert my white edges in. And look at this, a 7-move cross, which isn't too great, but it's also a 4-gen cross. That is, it uses turns on 4 different sides, R, F, L, and D. So inefficient. And then check this out. A rotation to insert that first pair, which was quite nice. A rotation to pair up the second pair. Rotate again to insert it. So awful. Rotate again to set up my third pair. Rotate again to solve it. So that is 5 rotations in total. A pretty lucky OLL skip. And then an annoying 18-move PLL, the F-perm, which I guess I must have executed really quickly to have gotten the time that I did. Look at these horrible little rotations all over the place. I basically broke like every single rule ever, and yet I got my best time. How did I do that? Well, I thought about it, and I think it comes down to 3 things. The third one, 100% being the most significant of all. So the first thing was this. I solved the cross on the bottom, and I planned the entire thing in inspection. Yes, it wasn't very efficient, but you'd be surprised by the number of people who don't do this. You have to take the time in inspection to plan the entire cross so that you can do it by memory, almost like with your eyes closed and not looking at all. And then when you open your eyes, check, and you're done. That's actually a really good way to practice it. Now you pros out there are going to tell me how easy it would have been for me to plan an X cross, or maybe even like a double X cross, but hey, this is my video, you can make your own. Now are you ready for the second thing that made this solve so quick? And it was that my hands were virtually in home grip the entire time. That is, holding the cube just like this with your thumbs in front. I'll show you what I mean. So this was the first pair that I decided to insert, and a lot of people when inserting this pair would do something like this. What's wrong with that? Not too much, except this hand, for absolutely no reason, did this, and then back to here again. Now that only takes a split second, but in an 8-second solve, every single bit adds up. So look what you could have done instead. There was absolutely no reason at all for my hands to regrip to do that L prime move, since it was my right hand that was going to be doing the U2 anyway. And yes, I'm still embarrassed about how many unnecessary rotations I did, but look as I continue my solve. Home grip. Home grip. Home grip. And this one in particular, super tempting to regrip and do that. But instead, I distinctly remember forcing myself to do this, doing the U2 with my left hand so that I finish in home grip. And look at the rest of the solve. That one in home grip, and the wonderful F-perm starting in home grip and ending in home grip. Now there are some rare cases that it makes a lot of sense to regrip, but if you can force yourself to start solving the cube in home grip as much as possible, it's gonna make such a huge difference. But ladies and gents, the thing that made the most difference by far was that I had incredible look ahead. I swear I didn't even pause once. Except maybe for like that unexpected OLL skip. So this is how it felt when I was doing this solve. I'll tell you what's going through my head. Solve the cross, which I'd planned in inspection. As I was aligning it, right, with that D move, I saw this pair and I instantly knew, all right, I'm gonna have to rotate to do that. So completed that, rotate, did that. And as I'm inserting that, I've already decided this is the next pair I'm going to put in. No point looking at this pair at all as I'm inserting it because I already know what I'm going to do. So now I'm looking everywhere furiously for that red-blue edge. It's obviously not here, and I'm not sure how good your memory was, but when I did that L prime move before, you might remember it wasn't on the top layer either, which means it has to be in that position over there. So as I'm inserting that, as I put it in, I'm having a quick glance to see what this is like. Unfortunately, that's flipped. Had I thought more carefully, I could have easily solved this pair without rotating, but unfortunately, I did rotate, so rotate, set that up, and because I know exactly how I'm going to insert this next, it's almost like I'm not even looking at it anymore. It's like not even on the cube. I insert it looking for the next flash of white that I can see, and there it is right there. Again, I know I could have totally inserted this pair without having to rotate, but I did. So set this pair up, and by habit, I always rotate to insert it into the back, which allows me to look for my last pair, which very conveniently is right there, which means, check this out, I can actually insert the last two pairs to Gen with just U and R moves, just like this, and then like this. That happened so quickly. So yes, maybe there was a bit of luck involved with like how easy it was to spot the pairs, but nevertheless, my look ahead was flawless in this solve. Fortunately, after only being momentarily surprised by this OLL skip, I quickly noticed that it was an F perm, launched straight into my F perm, knowing of course that it had to end with a U prime. I made a whole video on how to predict your AOF while you're doing the PLL in a video that you can watch after this. Slammed the cube down and got my 8-second solve. And now you can do it too. Okay, wait, not so fast, Ting Man. I mean, easy for you to say look ahead. Every single person ever is always just like, oh, you should do look ahead. Look ahead's amazing. Definitely do look ahead in yourselves. How do you do look ahead? Look, gonna be honest, it is a hard thing to teach because it does come with experience, but the overarching principle is exactly what I said before. Once you get really familiar with like how you're gonna do the next step, how you're gonna insert pairs, don't look at those pieces anymore. Do not look at the pieces you are currently solving. That right there is the secret to look ahead. I'm gonna give you one more example with this hand scramble right here, and then it's over to you, ladies and gents. I need to cut the cords and set you free. Let you loose from the nest so you can fly and roam. Okay, let's look at this beautiful white cross. This is not bad. I can see how exactly I'm going to be doing it. I'll hold it this way. I'm going to B to insert green. I'm going to do F so that I can align red and orange to go in there. And then do an F2 and a D prime to finish that off. Now I'm not at the point just yet where I can confidently predict like where my first pair is going to be. But because I know exactly how I'm going to do my cross, I no longer look at these four pieces. Instead, while I'm solving it, I look furiously all around the rest of the cube for where my first pair is going to be. So here we go. As I'm doing that, I see this, and I'm already decided, all right, this is going to be my very first pair that I'm going to solve. So do that. I'm guessing that could be a red-green, which it is. Beautiful. So let's set that up this way. That's now set up. As I insert that, remember, I'm no longer looking at these pieces. I'm now looking at this. You know, as I was doing the YouTube, this is going to be my next one. So as I solve that, ooh, look at that. That's my pair right there. So let's do that. Straight into that, so I can pair it up that way. And as I rotate to solve that one into the back over there, I see this. So I'm no longer looking at these two pieces. Rotate. Oh, that's really, really nice, actually. So insert that pair, and I know a pretty nice trick to do this right here, which is F and then inverse sexy. And as I'm finishing this one off, I see that edge over there, which means that I don't have to rotate the cube because that orange lines up to the side. So I can already sort of predict that my last pair is probably going to be in this exact setup once I insert this. So put that in, and yep, sure enough, let's insert that last one right there. Cool. Ooh, nice TLL. Which leaves him with, ooh, let's try and do a two-sided PLL recognition. And this is, I'm terrible. G-perm, A-perm, A-perm. Yes, my friends. So remember, we're not going to rotate to do PLLs. We always do PLL first, and then we AUF after. So yeah, let's do it over here. And there it is, my friends. All the secrets of the world revealed. Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I am a very old dog, and I am teaching you new tricks. Okay, that metaphor completely did not work. Remember, use your inspection really well, home grip as much as possible, and look ahead. Do not look at the pieces you're currently solving. If you would like more tips or walkthroughs to help you become a better solver, why don't you check out one of these videos right here? And of course, don't forget to subscribe because, well, that would just make me feel really special. Thank you, Tingman fam. Bye. Subscribe. Subscribe.